Healthy soil is the secret weapon behind thriving gardens, bumper harvests, and lush greenery. But here's the truth most gardeners overlook. Fertilizers alone don't create lasting soil health. The real magic comes from humus-rich compost, a dark, crumbly, nutrient-packed soil amendment that breathes life into your crops. Unlike ordinary compost, humus compost goes a step further. It builds long-term fertility, improves soil texture, and fuels microbes that keep your plants strong season after season. The best part? You don't need to spend a fortune on commercial products. With the right steps, you can turn kitchen scraps, yard waste, and simple household ingredients into black gold right at home. Let's walk through the exact process, step by step, so you can start producing humus-rich compost that transforms your soil into a living ecosystem. Before diving into the process, it helps to know why humus compost stands out. Regular compost breaks down organic matter into plant-available nutrients, which is excellent for feeding crops. But humus compost goes deeper. It results from a slower, more complete decomposition process, where organic materials are transformed into stable compounds resistant to further decay. This stability means humus holds onto nutrients like a sponge and releases them gradually, while also improving aeration and water retention in soil. In short, humus-rich compost doesn't just feed plants, it rebuilds your soil's foundation. Where you build your compost pile or set up your bin plays a huge role in how successful the process will be. Pick a spot that drains well, gets partial shade, and is easily accessible from your kitchen or garden. If your compost pile is in direct sun all day, it may dry out too quickly. If it's in a low, soggy spot, it may turn slimy and foul-smelling. A shaded corner with good airflow is perfect for maintaining the right balance of moisture and temperature. The foundation of humus compost is, well, the right mix of greens and browns. Greens are nitrogen-rich materials like fresh grass clippings, vegetable peels, fruit scraps, coffee grounds, and even fresh weeds before they set seed. Browns are carbon-rich items such as dry leaves, shredded cardboard, straw, and sawdust. To achieve humus compost, you'll want to aim for a ratio close to 2 parts browns to 1 part greens. This balance provides enough carbon to fuel decomposition and enough nitrogen to energize the microbes breaking everything down. If you add too many greens, your pile will, start to smell like rotting waste. If you add too many browns, the process just slows to a crawl. The 2-to-1 balance keeps the compost cooking steadily and ensures that, over time, the organic matter matures into stable humus. So, you want to start with a layer of coarse browns, like sticks, small branches, or even shredded corn stalks. This bottom layer, well, it creates airflow and keeps the pile from getting waterlogged. Next up, add a layer of greens, then follow that with another layer of browns. Just keep alternating like this, and remember, always finish with browns on top to help reduce odor and keep those pesky flies away. As you build, go ahead and lightly water each layer until it feels just about as damp as a wrung-out sponge. Moisture is really vital here. If there's too little water, the microbes just can't thrive. But if there's too much, the pile will suffocate. For a typical backyard pile, about 1 cubic meter in size, you'll need somewhere around 8 to 10 liters of water for the initial layering. And it's best to add that gradually as you build, you know? While composting can happen naturally, you can, fast-track humus formation by adding a microbial starter. This can be something as simple as a few handfuls of finished compost, healthy garden soil, or even a diluted mixture made right at home. One effective recipe is dissolving 2 tablespoons of molasses in 5 liters of water, then mixing it into your pile. The sugar feeds beneficial microbes, jump-starting decomposition, and helping stabilize organic matter into humus faster. Microbes responsible for humus composting need oxygen to do their work efficiently. Every 2 weeks, turn your pile with a garden fork or shovel to introduce air. This also mixes greens and browns more thoroughly, ensuring even breakdown. Each time you turn, check the moisture. If it feels too dry, sprinkle on about 2 liters of water per turn for a medium-sized pile. If it feels soggy, mix in extra browns like shredded cardboard or straw to soak up excess moisture. Unlike quick compost, humus compost takes longer to mature. While hot compost may be ready in 2 to 3 months, humus compost benefits from an extended curing phase of 4 to 6 months. During this time, the pile cools down, and the organic matter stabilizes into a dark, crumbly, earthy-smelling material. This curing phase is what differentiates humus compost from ordinary compost. Finished humus compost has a few unmistakable signs. It will be dark brown to black, crumbly like rich garden soil, and have an earthy smell. You should no longer recognize the original materials like peels, grass, or cardboard. When squeezed in your hand, it should hold together slightly but crumble easily when disturbed. If your compost still smells sour, feels slimy, or contains recognizable chunks, give it more time to mature. You know, the beauty of humus compost is that it can be used in multiple ways. Just spread a 2 to 3 inch layer over your garden beds before planting to enrich the soil. Then work it lightly into the top 6 inches for vegetables and flowers. Or, if you'd rather, simply let rain and earthworms pull it down naturally. For container plants, all you need to do is mix 1 part humus compost with 2 parts potting soil. That creates a nutrient-dense medium that really supports strong root growth. You can also make a compost tea by mixing 1 part compost with 3 parts water, letting it steep for 24 hours, and then using the liquid to drench or spray your plants for a microbial boost. One of the biggest errors gardeners make is neglecting the moisture balance. A bone-dry pile halts decomposition, while a soggy one suffocates microbes. Another mistake is using only one type of ingredient, such as just kitchen scraps or just dry leaves, which prevents the balanced microbial activity needed for humus. Also, avoid adding meat, dairy, oily foods, or pet waste, as these attract pests and cause foul odors. Finally, impatience is a mistake. True humus compost requires time to stabilize and, rushing to use immature compost can harm plants rather than help them. Making humus compost at home isn't just about saving money on fertilizers. It's about, closing the loop in your garden, returning organic matter back to the soil instead of sending it to landfills. Each batch you make builds healthier soil, reduces reliance on chemicals, improves crop resilience, and, honestly, contributes to long-term fertility. With every scoop of humus-rich compost, you're, creating a self-sustaining garden that can thrive for years to come. Building humus-rich compost at home is, honestly, one of the most powerful steps you can take as a gardener. By carefully balancing greens and browns, managing moisture, turning for air, and, allowing time for curing, you'll end up with a soil amendment that transforms your garden from the ground up. The process requires patience, sure, but the rewards are endless. Healthier plants, richer harvests, and soil that just keeps getting better with each passing season. If you found this guide helpful and you're excited to try making your own humus compost, don't forget to subscribe to Growth Hub Central Crops on YouTube and, share this video with fellow gardeners. Let's build healthier soils together, one compost pile at a time.